Alright guys, in today's video, I'm going to be going over AMC's price prediction really quick. It's probably going to be the first 30 seconds of the video, and then I'm going to jump into Phase 6, and I'm going to break it down in English terms for you guys, when it's going to come out, how is it going to affect AMC, and why it is extremely important. All I ask you guys to do is smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, let's get right into the video. Alright guys, so first of all, we've been tracking this cycle on AMC, and instead of seeing this dip, I was hoping we would see the regular cycles play out and we would get a pop, and I actually did just get confirmation on this, so I do think AMC is going to respect its overall trend line. The confirmation I did get is Ethereum Classic. So we've been tracking Ethereum Classic along to AMC because AMC tracks it extremely well, almost to the T, and Ethereum Classic did just get a 18% pop or so. I don't think AMC's is going to be that big, but based off of the cycle pop and based off of what Ethereum Classic did, I'm going to leave it out there and put this on a limb, and you can quote me on this tomorrow and Tuesday. By Tuesday, AMC will have touched 10 bucks. I'm not going to tell you if that's going to be a rejection or not, but it will scale up to $10 in my opinion. From where it goes after that, that's for a future price prediction video. But let's jump into Phase 6. So as of September 1st, 2022, regulatory initial margin requirements will apply for the first time to hundreds of global counterparties that belong to a consolidated group for which the average aggregate national amount of derivatives transactions exceeds 8 billion or a similar amount in local currency. This compliance date is commonly referred to as Phase 6 since it is the sixth global compliance date for the phase in of regulatory initial margin requirements since September 1st, 2016. ISDA estimates that more than 775 counterparties with an excess of 5,400 relationships may become subject to regulatory initial margin requirements in Phase 6. More than 800 of those relationships may need to exchange initial margin in the near term following September 1st, and therefore should be actively preparing at this stage. So as of September 1st, Phase 6 is in effect. How come it didn't hit us yet? We are going to go over that right now. So I wrote down a few key things, and this video shouldn't take long because everybody knows about Phase 6. It's been talked about constantly. Every single YouTuber has came out and said, yo, Phase 6 is going to do this, Phase 6 is going to do that. But every single time we have a catalyst like this, every single time there's hopium within the community and just intensity overall, and we're waiting for some sort of catalyst, nothing ever happens, and that is because of US regulators and loopholes. The big difference in Phase 6 is that regulation is on regulators. This is not DTC. This isn't the US regulators. This isn't just the DTC. This is going to be World Banks regulating the DTC. World Banks is going to be Overwatch. And what this does is it affects swaps, it affects agreements, it affects everything. This affects the lower tier. This is a huge star here because a lot of, funds that you don't see that do these sort of swaps for extra margin, you don't see them pop up. You don't see their name too often because this affects them. Now, every transaction, every swap, every agreement, the DTC does make money on it, so they're going to pass it. And we're going to go over what this means in a second. But as you guys can see in this paragraph, I'm going to read this for you real quick before we go back to the notes. Preparation for regulatory initial margin is complex and resource intense, involving a bilateral negotiation of new IM documents, that establishment of custodial accounts, and operational preparation for collateral management processing, including margin calculation, margin call, communication, allocation, and affirmation, collateral settlement, and reporting. It is imperative that a group of counterparties that anticipates it will exceed the AANA threshold for Phase 6 and is likely to exceed the IM threshold of 50 million or similar in local currencies. Now, if we pop over here, this is important because what this is going to do is that deposits on every 50 million threshold. So every time they try to make a swap with an extra bank, see, here's the big difference here, right? A swap or an agreement for collateral. Me, for example, right? I can go to Bank 1 and I can do this agreement. I can go to Bank 2, I can do this agreement, and they're all going to get passed. And what this does is it creates an unlimited amount of collateral for me. And this is a big problem. And what Phase 6 is going to do is now going to charge this $50 million. It's going to be this $50 million threshold of collateral and agreements, aka extra collateral for these big funds. So right now, before Phase 6, they can have multiple contracts with different banks. When Phase 6 happens, they'll be paying $50 million per and or not getting those that collateral. So this is extremely important. for market conditions and such. Now, regulation on regulators is extremely important because what this does is it eliminates the loophole factor, at least hopefully, right? This is what we're hoping here. This is going to eliminate the loophole factor, and it's something we haven't seen before because we've been dealing with the U.S. regulators and the U.S. market overall. World regulators regulate, so DTC on watch. This is kind of what AMC says, or what Trades says, the FBI monitoring the, city police. This will not be immediate. As for AMC Bigham says, he says 1 to 2 months. Okay, so this is something you have to star here. I think AMC Bighams is the most educated on this phase 6 factor, and he's probably the main one to go listen to. So if you want an hour breakdown, a 2-hour breakdown, go check out his video on phase 6. But this is going to eliminate rehypothecation, which is extremely important. It's going to eliminate loopholes right here. It's going to eliminate loopholes, and it's also going to be on world regulators and not the U.S. regulators. So we're dealing with a whole different ball game here. And now, like he said in Trade's live stream, like he said in Trade's video, not everybody likes the U.S., right? The U.S. is corrupt, and you can see it here. You can see it before phase 6 does come into effect. This can cause short squeezes. This can do many more. But like for China, for example, if this is going to affect our economy in a bad way, if short squeezes are going to affect our economy in a bad way, MOAS, then of course they're going to want it, right? Not everybody is our partner. Not everybody loves us. But phase 6 will be extremely important, hopefully down a month or two down the road. Now, a lot of people, including myself, are expecting AMC to run within a month or two. They're expecting all-time highs within a month or two. They're expecting APE to dilute for AMC to clear debt within a month or two. Now phase 6 is into play, and I kind of want to just break this down for you guys simply, and hopefully you're exiting this video saying, okay, that's a pretty basic understanding of phase 6 and why it is important. But overall, guys, I wanted to touch on this, and I wanted to make it fast, and I wanted to give you my price prediction for tomorrow. I think this is a great video to put out for Labor Day, and hopefully you guys all enjoyed your long weekend. We have, I believe, Pelosi speaking Thursday, so that is going to, lean the market one way or another. We will see what happens, and I may or may not be going live all week. If I am free, I will let you guys know if I will be on live all week, but I'm looking forward to it. So if you guys want to pop in the live stream, feel free to do so. We also started a thing where if you want to drop your tickers down below, your stock tickers, I will analyze them and put them in a YouTube short, whether it's a buy or sell or whatever you want me to analyze it. So make sure to have post notifications on so you guys can see your YouTube short and drop your ticker in the comments. Also, guys, make sure to get your 10 free stocks by hitting the link pinned in the top of comments and linked in the description by signing up for Moomoo and depositing 100 to trade on there. You can also trade Ape on there, etc., etc. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.